Is this microphone good enough here? All right. So my name is Mike Mangano. Many of you already know me, I would say before. Live in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, behind Walmart, 1460 Old Hickory Lane. So, first off, I want to thank everybody here for what you do. You know, a lot of times you hear the public yelling and moaning about the governing authorities and what they're not doing or what they're doing. So, from me to you and also Mr. Klingler, I just want to thank you for everything you do. I know it's not easy to govern. So thank you very much for taking, giving me the opportunity to speak what I'm about to speak about. All right? Now, this is an ongoing issue that has affected me personally and that we should all be aware of as Lebanon County taxpayers who are all paying for this, and that is the ongoing issue and willful misconduct of Christopher Houck, who is a Lebanon County sheriff who is continuing in this willful misconduct while he's on the job, by the way, that's the key here, while on the job, by having an ongoing affair with my wife, Cindy Mangano, and again, doing so while on the clock. Now, I had a meeting back in mid-July, or was it early July, I can't remember exactly, with Mr. Klingler. And it was brought to my attention because I knew something strange was going on with my wife, and I got to the bottom of it, and July 8th, 2018, bang, there it was. I found out about, this affair. So I go to the sheriff and we talk about it, and I tell him what's going on, and he said he would look into it and talk with Chris Houck, and he asked me a few questions, do I know of anything that he's doing that is criminal? Is he doing anything while on the clock? And, a couple different questions to kind of get a gauge on things.
Mr. Mangano, excuse me.
Yes.
Do you have anything new? We already have had this testimony.
Okay, did you get the new information that I handed in?
Yes, but it's a personnel issue which we're not to respond to, but I just, for the sake of, we did listen to you the first time. And
Well, I've got new information here.
Yeah, but so let's get to it.
Okay, all right. So the new information I have is this. First off, when Mr. Klingler said that he met with Chris Houck, and Chris Houck said that this was totally just a friendship, I'm going to leave with you this file right here, which has oodles and oodles of information that shows that this relationship is anything but friendship, okay? And I'm not going to read through all of them, but let me see here. Here's what he says in one of the messages. I'm sorry I didn't realize my love for you. And they were talking about something personal that you can read in the messages here. And it actually gets pretty salacious and immoral, okay? So this file is for you, all right? There you go, Jamie. Now, new information that you've probably never heard before. This really boggles my mind here. Check this out. So in the new messages that you've never seen before, he says, this is from Chris Houck. This is what I'd like to know if anybody knows anything about this. And I love you, this is from Chris, I'm not going to allow his attempts to hurt us. Now, this is interesting. And now I know for a fact he's making enemies and upsetting the wrong people. LOL. Oh well. Then my wife responds, oh well, his bed. Now, first off, I'd like to know what enemies is he talking about? Perhaps it's, and I have names here, is there a Timmy or a Tim that works in the sheriff's office? Because Chris calls him out in this message. It says, Timmy from work just messaged me, LOL. Says Mike's a crybaby, BITCH. So now we got somebody else in the sheriff's office, or who he works with, Timmy. I wonder who Timmy is. Then, my wife and him are talking about how, I'm posting stuff on Facebook, because I told Chris, I'm going to expose this. I'm not going to go away. I don't care if you're a sheriff. What you're doing is wrong, very unprofessional, and this is while on the taxpayer dime, right? So he says, no worries. I'm fielding comments from recent posts that I posted. Then he says, LOL. Terrell is pretty heated. Who's Terrell? Is this one of the persons that I'm making upset because what's going on here is not right and I'm exposing him?
Mike, I'm gonna ask you to stop there because we're not, first of all, we have a full agenda today that we have to deal with. And the last time you were in, I did explain to you that the relationship between the row officers and the county commissioners, a lot of people do not understand that totally.
Okay.
But each one of the row officers, and that would include the sheriff, are elected officials, and they have
I understand that.
they have autonomy for their department.
Yes.
So our main role as commissioners is to make sure that the row officers have everything that they need to do their job, and to fund the program. But the row officers, and in this case, any disciplinary action or anything would come from the sheriff. We play no role in that.
Right. Now I understand that, so then I guess I'm going to wind it down, but this is interesting. So I'd like to know then, why did somebody then give me the information, that I ought to address the county commissioners about this and get it out there, because there is that connection between the commissioner's office and the sheriff's office. So if somebody gave me the wrong information, maybe that person should understand what it is or how to go about, approaching a very, wrong situation.
Well, now that you understand it, maybe you can go back to them and explain it to them. That would be the proper thing to do, so they wouldn't be giving out misinformation.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave all this information, this new information with you that you can look over. And like I told Chris Houck, I don't care that he's a sheriff, I intend to go full throttle with this to expose what's going on. And remember, what's the main point? This is being done on the taxpayer dime. This guy is a dishonorable guy. What he's doing is immoral and unethical, and people need to know about this stuff. Okay? All right, thanks for listening to me.